Hey everybody, it's Denise, and I'm just kind of documenting my 20 days into this hair challenge. So, one of the things I did do is I switched my moisturizer. Let me grab it. Right now, the label's probably backwards, but I'm using the Elastic olive oil and mango butter leave-in conditioner. And it's got decent ingredients, and I just really like the way I used it yesterday for the first time, and it just left my hair feeling really soft. So that was yesterday, and this morning it still feels really silky and soft. And by far, this is the best one yet. The other ones, by the end of the day, I still felt kind of dry. Even with all this spraying and oiling, I still felt kind of dry. So I like whatever's happening here. So this is the state I'm in, and these are the twist. And pretty much I've been trying to figure out how to deal with this, what everybody's doing with their hair while they're doing the challenge. Um, just trying to keep my hair up and protected. And the mini twists seem to do the deal, but I don't think they look very good. What's the word I was using? Boneless. So what I've been doing is just putting it up, putting my headband on, and this is how I'm going to work in the morning. It's not very attractive, but it is what it is. So the front of my hair is kind of straight. It actually has always been that way. Like people might say heat damage, but no, really my whole life, the front of my hair has always been straighter than the rest of my head. The front of my hair seems to grow faster than the rest of my hair. One side does grow a little longer than the other, a little faster, but that's always been how it is. When I am using heat, it's always easier for me to flat iron the front of my hair as opposed to the back because it's just not as curly as the back of my hair. And so I'd say about all around the edges at the front, almost. And about across from my ear and up around, that's when the hair really starts to get really curly. Some of these are really, really curly. And you can see how the difference in size of curls between some of these, the difference in the size of curls between some of these and some of the other ones is just really two different types of curls happening on this head. These do curl a little better. Right now, they're probably the ones with the most heavy product on them, but they're a looser curl pattern than the back. But I gotta say, I really like that moisturizer. It actually is a big difference. So, real quick, my MSM story. MSM is a part of the routine, and I have a sensitivity to onions. Have discovered that like since I was in high school. I don't eat raw onions at all. Can't. They give me migraines. Now, there are some other things in raw onions that can give you migraines, but I assume for the most part it could be the sulfur content. And so there's different chemistry involved with the sulfur and onions and MSM, but at any rate, I was wondering because I have that reaction to onions, would I be able to tolerate MSM? So what I did was instead of going and buying straight MSM, I got the glucosamine. I have no problem with glucosamine and chondroitin, and no problem with either one of those, with the MSM in it. And so it's about 750 milligrams of MSM. And MSM has some interesting side effects. If you have a sensitivity to it, it can cause respiratory issues. It can cause headaches and rashes. And a lot of times people tell you if you get the headaches, just drink more water. So I make sure I drink a lot of water with the MSM that's in there. I also had a little bit of a cold. So when I was taking it the first 10 days, I could not really tell if the cold was the issue with the sinus problems or whether or not I was having some type of reaction. But I just could not shake this cold. Like it just wouldn't go away. And so I thought, well, maybe I am having an issue with it. Then I started to get itchy. And the thing about being perimenopausal is you get itchy. It's a total symptom of perimenopause. And so I thought, okay, well, maybe it's just that. But then I got a rash, hives across one of my hands. And I was like, oh, I think I am developing some issues with this MSM. So I said, I will just take um, a teaspoon every 2 or 3 days, which is a third of the recommended dose. Well, then I noticed about 2 days ago or so, this rash, it was like a dryness across my hands. And it's funny, it's in the same pattern. It goes from this knuckle across here, and the skin was like really, really dry. So I was like, oh, I must be, I was doing some things, and I'm like, I'm washing my hands too much because it actually was wash day. So I'm putting in the shampoo and all that kind of stuff, the same stuff I always use. And so I'm like, okay, my hands are just too dry. I'm going to put some lotion on them and, you know, just make sure I moisturize them. Then I looked at my hands the next day and there's this black, it's like black scabbing. You know how you have a brush burn? There's black scabbing across my knuckles on both hands where the dryness was. And like I said, it's just not, it's a pattern. It goes from here across each knuckle and then widens down here. And it's the same pattern on both sides. So I was like, you know what? I am clearly having a reaction to the MSM. So the MSM basically is off the routine, which is kind of sad because I broke one fingernail the day before I started, which was the week before Thanksgiving. Well, it was at the 22nd. And this fingernail was broke all the way down and it's caught up with its two neighboring fingernails. So MSM was definitely working, but it's pretty much off the table. I can't afford to have any reactions to it. I don't know. I'm thinking that if I cannot handle it orally, then I probably do not want to use any scalp products with MSM because I thought about that too. I was like, okay, so maybe I'll just get a MSM uh, something and spray it on the scalp in my regular spray, or there's an MSM hair grease. And I thought maybe I'd do that, but no, it's not recommended. From what I was reading, if I'm having a reaction to it internally, it's not recommended that I use it topically. So MSM is out of the question. So for now, I'm just continuing with the routine. It's day 20, and I'm just trying to figure out what to do with my hair. Like I said, the mini twists aren't very attractive, but they get the job done. Let's see if I can make it until the end of January looking like this. The good thing is that I'm going to go on winter break soon. So 2 weeks of that, I don't actually need to be seen. And it'll be okay. What I don't want to do is put a wig over top of it. So I'm just going to we'll see how this goes. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.